Welcome and study with Tanzania Institute of Education.
How do you do, my dear student? My name is Swedi Hussein Swedi. Welcome in our learning program of biology. And today's topic is genetics. And this is Form 4 topics, the second topic in our syllabus. Before going further in this topic, let's first share with you the specific objectives of our lesson. 1. At the end of this learning program, you should be able to explain the concept of genetics. So you should be able to explain the concept of genetics. Explain the concept of genetics. This is our first specific objective. The second specific objective, my dear student, is you should be able to state the terms of genetics. So you should be able to state the terms of genetics. Of course, there are many terms used in genetics, but today's lesson, at least some of them, not all, some of the terms will be covered in the next lessons to come. The third specific objective, my dear student, is you should be able to explain the causes of genetics. To explain causes of genetics. So these are our 3 specific objectives that you are required to cover at the end of our lesson. In moving with this topic, my dear student, let me share with you our vocabularies. These are the new words that we are going to use in our lesson. The first word is genetics. Genetics. I think you see this word. Try to look very well in order to know the spelling of this word. The second one is what? Heredity. Heredity. Once again, try to look very well in order to know the spelling and write the spelling correctly. Heredity. The third vocabulary or new words is variation. Variation. Offspring. 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 Genes. 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 And the last vocabulary in our lesson today is this long one. Chromosomes. 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 Try to look again very well. This is the long word. Chromosomes, so as to write spelling of chromosome correctly in your notes. Thank you. Now, my dear student, we are living in our homes with our family. I mean, we have mothers and fathers. We have what? Mothers and fathers. Now, try to observe or think your skin color, your face, your shape of nose, isn't your shape of eyebrow? What is this? Eyebrows. Your body shape, body build. You will realize that there are some of the characters you have in your body. You resemble your mother and father. At the same time, my dear students, there are some of the characters that you differ. Now try to think which character you resemble. Maybe you resemble with your parents in skin color. But maybe your face also you resemble with mother and not father. So, my dear student, this topic is very, very wonderful. Our topic of genetics is wonderful. Why? Because it's a topic that compare and contrast the characters, how far we resemble and we differ our characters with our parents. So, my dear student, if you have resembled the character with your parent, this condition of having the character that you resemble with your parent is called heredity. Is called heredity. So heredity, it is a condition. It is a condition by which a child resemble characters with parents. This is heredity. But, my dear student, you resemble characters, some of the characters, not all. It happens, some of your characters, you differ from your parent. And that is called variation. That is called what? Variation. So variation means condition of differing of characters from our parents. So, my dear student, this branch of biology which explain heredity and variation of characters between parents and their children and their offspring. This branch of biology is called genetics. Good. Is called genetics. Now, genetics is not only confined in human beings. My dear student, when we are at home, sometimes we live with other animals. Maybe at homes we live with cats. We live with chicks, cow, and so many more animals. But also, even in the wild, in the forest, there are lions, tigers, there are trees, and other living organisms. So all these living organisms of the same species, they tend to differ and resemble in some of their characters. So get time, my dear student, to observe maybe the baby cats at home. If in your home there are cats and there is baby cat, then get time to observe the baby cat, how it resembles with its mother. Maybe there is a baby cow. Get time to observe what characters, maybe the color of the fur of the cow, how it resembles, to what extent, with its mother. So, my dear student, genetics is a wonderful topic. So, from now, you have to observe what characters you resemble with your parents and what characters you resemble, you differ from your parents. Now, we move to the causes of genetics. My dear students, genetics, as I told you earlier, is an amazing topic. It's an amazing topic because we have to ask ourselves, what is happening in our bodies which cause these characters to move from our parents to the babies or to the children? So we want to see the causes of genetics. When you are in Form 1, my dear student, you are told that the body of living organisms, they are made up of what? They are made up of cells. And suppose this is diagram. This diagram, it represents a cell, an animal cell. And the animal cell here, it consists of what's so-called nucleus. The animal cells and even the plant cells, it consists of nucleus. Inside the nucleus, there are materials. There are thread-like structures, my dear student. Of course, you know the structure of an animal cell and the plant cells, and you know the nucleus. But what is inside the nucleus? What the nucleus consists of? The nucleus consists of thread-like structures. Thread-like structures. And these thread-like structures, not thread-like, they look like threads, but they are no longer threads. So please don't say that inside the nucleus there are threads. No. Thread-like, something material like threads, they are elongated materials, biological materials which are elongated ones. So that's why we call thread-like structures. And these thread-like structures, they are called chromosomes. They are called what, my dear students? Chromosomes. They are called what? Chromosomes. Chromosomes. These chromosomes, for instance, the human cell, it consists of 46 chromosomes. It consists of 46 chromosomes. Each human cell, it consists of 46 chromosomes. And other living organisms depend on their types and species. They consist of different number of chromosomes. And these chromosomes, they occur in pairs. They occur in pairs. So if we have 46 chromosomes in one cell, then it's equivalent with 23 pairs. 23 pairs of chromosomes. But from each pair, one chromosome is from mother and another chromosome is from father. One chromosome from mother and another chromosome from father. So suppose this is a chromosome. This is a thread-like structure, chromosome. Each chromosome, my dear student, each chromosome, it consists of segments, particles. Each chromosome, it consists of what? Particles or segments. So here, these are the long one, it is called the chromosome, and the chromosome, it consists of particles. These are particles or segments. Each segment is called genes. Is called gene. Therefore, the string of genes, this is a string of genes, it constitutes a chromosome. The string of genes constitute the chromosomes. In other words, we can say chromosome, it is made up of a number of genes. The chromosome is made up of a number of genes. It is, my dear student, presence of these genes in our body cells which control our body characters. It is the presence of these genes. Mind you, my dear student, we are talking about the causes of genetics, why we differ our parents, and why we resemble our parents. If you are dark, and your father is dark, then where did you get this dark color, dark skin color? If your face resembles with your mother maybe, then what happened to you? What happened to your parents until you resemble the face of your parents? So it is the presence, my dear student. It is the presence of these segments or units. These are special biological units or segments. They are called genes. They are called what? Genes. Good. They are called genes. So there are genes for each and everything of your biological character. There are genes for hair, but very sorry for me today, my dear student, I don't have hair. Very sorry for that. But there are genes for hair. Your hair is controlled by genes. Your skin color is controlled by genes. Your face is also controlled by genes. Your eyebrow, try to examine your eyebrow with your parents. Maybe you resemble your parents in eyebrow. It's also controlled by genes. Which genes you inherit from your mother or from your father, then it will give you your character to resemble, or if you don't inherit, it will give you to differ from your mother or from your father. So genes, they control our body characters. My dear student, before finishing our topic, let's now ask you some questions so as to have something to do in your study. Now, let me write some of the questions here. The first question is, what do you understand by the term genetics? What do you understand by the term genetics? What do you understand by genetics? What is the meaning of genetics? The second question, my dear student, briefly, just in brief, explain the following terms. In brief, just in brief, my dear student, explain the following terms. In brief, explain the following terms used in biology. Term number 1, heredity. Heredity. Term number 2, variation. Variation. And the last term, genes. Genes. Up to here, my dear student, it was me, your teacher, Swedi H. Swedi. Thank you for your attentive listening and watching, and it's my hope that you have enjoyed the lesson. Until then, goodbye.